Hello, my name is Dr. Palmer, and I'm a fellow user on the Mobirise. Using Mobirise version 3, Mobirise version 4. From the forum, we had some questions about using Mobirise blocks inside other themes. So I have this question: can I add blocks from my agency M4 site to my Mobirise 4 site? This video will show you how to create a Mobirise v4.6.2 site using the base Mobirise 4 and then add an agency M4 block. If you wanted to add a block from another M4 theme, you would follow this protocol. If you enjoy it, please leave a comment, share it, and subscribe. They will not give us permission to have a unique YouTube channel name until we have 100 subscribers, so help us out. So what we did was we created our notes. This is my protocol for creating a site. Start out with the title of it. This is the forum where the question is. Murph asked, can we import part of one theme into another? Then Arn Olfo said, I've tried multiple times, can't do it. Support said only M4 themes are compatible. Arnold Foe said, I've tried it multiple times. And then I quoted him, and then I said, I'll make a short video. It's a little tricky. I'll put it on the YouTube channel. Here it is. I've saved this notes to the folder where we're going to save everything. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to grab this, and we're going to come to the site. We're going to add a site. We're going to call it Mobirise 4. We're going to give it a name. We're going to be very careful in how we name things so that we don't get all confused as we move on. I'm going to call this site M4, I'm going to call this site M4, and then I'm going to use a certain protocol that I've been working on for a while. And so I have M4, that's the name of the site, M4 hybrid. And then I'm going to put V462 because it is version 4.62. And I'm going to come back here and I'm going to put V4 dash 4.62, and then I'm going to put the theme equals M4 because it's Mobirise 4, and then I'm going to put the user equals me. And because I make so many sites with version 3 and 4, you do not want to open this with version 3, and you don't want to open a version 3 with version 4. So I have the name M4 hybrid. I could put a dash there. And then I have, not going to them, and then this is my protocol, so I have version, we don't need 4, we just need 4. So we have version 4.6.2, you can't use dots. Theme equals M4, and the user equals me. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to create this here, and I'm going to click on OK. Somebody's saying, well, what's with putting the user here? Well, I have four users. Some users don't have all these things. Like, for example, here, I'm Dr. Palmer, DRP. For here, you can see the themes that I have in version 4. I don't have, I have agency and I have a portfolio. But I don't have lawyer, I don't have store, and other ones. I just have these two. I can't use these. I can't import these. These are version 3. Version 3, version 3. See, it says M, so that's the base 3. And where it says M4, that's version 4. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so now I'm going to click OK. Now, if you look here, you can see here we have all this data. Here we have this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here, and I need to put Google Analytics here. If I wanted Google Analytics, I'd put it here. But for the purpose of this particular video, we're not going to do it. We are going to turn off resize images. We are going to notice that the site name is this. Okay, so we're going to click OK. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we're going to add header. Okay, we are now in Mobirise 4. Okay, if we're not sure where we are, we can always see that right here, this is what we created it with. All right. Okay, so let's go on. So what we're going to do now is, working from our notes, what we're going to do is we're going to take the from our notes, because we already typed this in once. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab this line. That's in the top header of my form. So I'll copy that. And I'm going to put that here. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, maybe make it a little bit nicer. And then I'm going to grab the other data. Come on. So this data here we want. C. Control C, and then we're going to highlight this, and then Control V. Okay. Is there any extra in there? Okay, good. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to add, let's add some pages. So we'll come here is, let's not add a page quite yet. Let's come down here and let's add a little top menu, and then let's go over here and let's make this say agency M4, and we'll make this one say, let's see, make this one say portfolio M4. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to come here. All we have is one. We just have one block. That's it. Doesn't matter. We're just showing how to do this. Let's add a footer. Come on. Oh, look at all the user. These are all the. Look at this little sidebar here. Look at all the user blocks. These are all user blocks that I've saved. This is the end. See, it says HTML. Then here it says user blocks. Look at that. Now I could just list only user blocks if I wanted to. So even though I have deleted all my sites over here, this is important. Let's come over here and look again. Okay, let's look. When we look at sites here, how many sites do I have in my little UI here? I call this my desktop. I refer to this as my desktop. Most people call it a user interface or UI, but they're all gone. There are no sites here, and I have lots of sites. So let's show you the sites. Where are they? Where are they? Oh, here they are. Hello. Okay, these are not all the sites, but on my computer, a Lenovo i5 quad-core workhorse, I have an external drive called K, and I created a folder called this. I use these exclamation points to force them to the top. And then, what do I mean by that? If we go here, we can see it's because that string goes to the top. And then I look here, and I can see my exported sites. And then I look here. These are all the exported sites that I just got. I just cleared the deck. The deck being this thing here. This is the deck. This whole thing, I call it the deck. It's your workplace, okay? Desktop, whatever you want to call it. This is my user, and I have several users, so it's important that that name is in there. So now what we're going to do is we are going to add a page. So we're going to click down here. We're going to go down to the user here. What should we add here? I don't want to add anything. I don't want to add any of those. I just want to add a footer. And there it is. So I added the footer from blocks. See footers? I added from there. Okay? Didn't use a user one. I'm going to put in here. I want to put in here, what's the site name? What's the site name for this? What is the site name? Wait a second here. Pause. Okay, so what we're trying to do here is we are trying to keep our ducks in a row. So what we want to do is we want to come here. We want to basically create some things on this page that we'll be able to deal with. It's only one page. There's nothing else. There's no pages except for the index page. We could put the pages in here, but if we do, they're going to be from Mobirise 4. We don't want Mobirise 4. We actually want a page from agency, and we want a page from portfolio, because I have those two. I don't have lawyer or store. I don't own those on this user. Each user is assigned the add-ons or the paid features, and they stay with that user. They don't transfer between users. So you have to keep your ducks in a row. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. What we're going to do is we're going to come to the site, and we're going to publish the site. That's what we're going to do. And before we do that, we're just going to go back over here to our notes, and we're going to remember we showed all this earlier. Okay, so here's the questions from the forums, and then we come here. This is my notes. Okay, and we put them in the block, and then I have, this is a Mobirise 4.6.2 site, and it's named with a theme of Mobirise 4 and a user DRP, and this is the actual name that we put in. This is the site name, multiple themes in Mobirise4.com. That's the name of this. That's the name of the domain, and the index is going to be this, and the links are going to be home is this, and then we're going to have a theme called Agency Forum, and that's going to be the name of it, and Portfolio, and that's going to be the name of it. So we're going to come back and forth. We're going to go back and forth. So what we're going to do is I'm going to grab this right here. And also I need to know something about the, maybe the alt tag. Inserting M4 user blocks, or whatever you want. We'll use that for the theme and title. It's always nice to type. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy this. Control C, and we're going to come back over here. I'm just going to refer to that as the notes. So copy from the notes. You should always have notes, and you should save them from time to time, so that in case your computer crashes, you still have your notes to come back. It's much easier to insert, say, let's say we're going to insert here. We're going to insert the link. So let's edit the link, and then let's insert what we just copied, V. Control V. Now, I don't know, check this out. You see it all, it's there. Now, for me to type that in with my fingers because I have dyslexia, that could be really hard and frustrating as hell. Oh, we would curse and everything else. So we'll go to the Alt, come back to the thing that we said, let's just do this. Maybe make this capital. Copy this, Control C. Come back over here, put it in here. V, and then we'll put it in here too. We can do whatever we want. They should be different, but it doesn't matter. If we want it to come here, and we click here, we go here, make it a phone, we could make whatever. We can do anything. You know how to do that. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to come over here. We're going to click on this. We're going to say, ask it to show the brand name. And we're going to get rid of this. And we're going to call it, what did we say we were going to call it? We said we were going to call it the name of the site, which is, hold on a second here. I'm going to call it, yeah, I want all caps. I'm going to put R1 here. Is this version R1? This is the test site. And here we can put 18 and we'll write through there R1. Okay, now if we go to here, you watch me build this from nothing, right? We go here and you can see that we have a history. It's empty. History is empty. That's interesting, isn't it? How long have we been going? About 20 minutes. It hasn't done a history yet. That's interesting. This is off. That's good. That has to be off. Now what we're going to do is we're going to publish this. We're going to publish it. So what we're going to do is we're going to click here. And then we're going to browse to the folder. Browse to the folder. Only click one time. All it does is confuse everything if you double click and get all person-eckled. So we're going to go down. There's a whole bunch of things on this. Here's the Mobirise sites. Okay. And here's the folder I want. Can I add demo blocks? I'm going to create a folder called raw. R1 raw. So these are the raw published files. I'm going to create another one called R1 cleaned. So when we use our cleaning conditioner, enhancer, Mobi Clean Pro from Steve Riches, we'll use that. And then we'll create another one, which is called R1 exported. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to click the raw one, because right now what we're doing is we're going to actually cancel. See, notice this is a problem. So we're going to cancel out of this, canceling this, and turn this off. Then we're going to browse again. We're going to go to OK. And we're going to go to movie sites. And then we're going to go to can I add blocks? I'm going to come here. I'm going to come right click here, copy address as text. Come over here. I put saved. There it is. That's where it's saved. That's important to remember, because if you're working on 40 sites, 60 sites, or 100 sites, or whatever, even 2 sites, you can get so confused you can't even remember what you're doing. So we do that. We'll select that folder. And now we'll make sure that's off, and we'll publish it. Here it comes. It's building it. And it's going to give us a preview of this page, the page that we're on, the open page from Mobirise. So if you're not on the index page and you're on some inserted page, it will only give you that. Okay, so we're going to pause. I'm pausing now. We had to pause for about 45 seconds because it took so long for it to build it out. But as you can see, here's where it's built. Okay, see it? And now if you look down here in this corner, you can see, you should be able to see something. Where is it? Oh, hold on a second. We got to move this down. Move this window down here. I'll look right down here. When I go over this, it's still not showing it. Go lower here. So when I go over this, see how it shows this? We come here, see how it shows this? So that's what we edited, right? But we didn't edit this. No. And so that, if this was a real site, that would be a Mobirise. That's an error, because Mobirise defaults all the data to their own site. Here's this, here's this, here's this. But learn more. So you have to think of it like you're a staging of a house. You know, it's a new house. We're going to go buy it. I wonder if we'd like what it looks like with our furniture. They fill it up with their own furniture. Pre-populated, it's called. No problem. We can fix that. So we're going to come back here. And we're going to close this because it's the preview. And now what we're going to do is we are going to export this site. So we're going to come to Sites, and we're going to come here. Because whenever we're finished with a session on a site, we publish the site to a fresh folder, and we export the site. So we're going to export the site. And where did we put that? Where's the organization? Well, we know it's in K, and we know it's in Mobi, and we know it's in Can I Add Blocks, and then here it is. Now you could add this as you go. You could add this. We typed this in all before because that's the protocol. You get organized. Okay. We aren't even going to clean this. We're not going to use any cleaning or enhancing or conditioning or executive assisting, whatever you want to call it. We're just going to export it here. And there it goes. And when it's exporting, just wait. Don't be clicking on anything. And look at that. There's an NOINT. So it's saying that jumbotron.jpg is not found. It's not found here because it's pulling something that we don't own. Okay? We don't own jumbotron.jpg because we didn't put in our own image. It's puking on us. Now, if we're going to continue, and if this was a really important site, this would be unacceptable because, well, when we go to import the site, it's not going to work because you won't be able to find this file. But, again, this is not, we don't have copyright to this file. And they don't want us to have this file. And so I don't know why it's given us that, but it wouldn't if it was our own image. So we'll ignore the errors. And this says successfully exported. If somebody wants me to import this after this video is over to show you what happens, somebody can put that in the comments and I'll do it. Okay, so we'll click on OK. Now what we're going to do is stay on task. We're going to go to sites and we're going to create a site and we're going to call it Agency 4 and we're going to click on OK. And we're going to call this user. It's just going to be called user block 1. Okay. And then we have Agency 4. I'm going to click OK. Okay, now what we're going to do is it built it out with Agency 4. We're at 22 minutes right now. What we're going to do is, which block would you like? Well, let's pick a block. What would we like to use? Well, let's use this block right here. I clicked on it once. I didn't get it. That's interesting. So let's left mouse, hold down. Let's draw it in. And there it is. Okay. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to call this. What was this? Let's pay closer attention. What are we in here? We are in headers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. All right. So we're just going to call this. We're going to call this Agency M4, and I'm going to call it number 6 because it was 6 down. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to. This is what you would drag with. This is how you save to user blocks. This is how you would edit code. Okay. Now, I have a bunch of user blocks. So what I want to do is, to make my life easier, I'm going to make this really unique. So we're going to make the background color. The background color, we're going to make the background color something. What color do we want to make the background color? Red. Okay? I could have the video, but you'll see why in a second. So now I'm done. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I am going to go here, and there it went. Did you see that? You might want to back the video up. Took this block in my user block, and I clicked on the user tool, and it put it there. There it is. See it? Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to sites, and I'm going to come back to my original site. This is my original site. Yeah, do you want to open the current site? And you're going to close the other site. Yeah, I want to do that. Okay. Now, it's bringing up the original site that we built with one page. That's called an index page. Okay, now what do we want to do? Okay, well, let's go over here. There's several ways we can do this. First of all, if we go to page, and we can clone a page by clicking here, or we can click a new page. Well, I'm going to clone a page here. I'm going to clone a page. I'm going to call it Agency M4. Okay, done. Now here it's green. If I click this, if it greens up, then you're on the page, right? See, it says home, pages, here. Click here, or agency 4, see it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here. I'm going to get rid of this. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here. I'm going to add a block. Okay, now we're going to come here. And if we just click on, we see all of them, or we can click on user. Of course, the one we added is the last one, right? Remember this? Left mouse, holding it down, left mouse button, holding it down, dragging this in, letting it go. There it is. There it is. Oh my, if I wanted to bring in any of these other ones, I could. Let's see. Should we? Let's grab this one and bring it in. Look, one of my clients. How cool is that? Bye-bye. So now what we're going to do is, if we come down here, let's see if we come here. See, we have the theme up here, but we don't have the footer down here. That's really interesting to me. Let's go back to pages, go to home. If we click change this to R2. Change this to R2. Most of the time we don't have this up here. We just put it down here. But it's important to have the revision. It's very important so you can keep track of what you're doing. You'll go insane. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we are going to go to page 2. Click on pages. Go to agency. Come on. Now we inserted this block. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go to click here. And we're going to come over to our notes, and we're going to do a few things here. Let's see, can we fix this up just a little bit? So let's go here. So I have my index page. I can copy that. I can go over here. I can come here, and I can make this right. This is what's good about the preview. If I come over, let's go to the notes. We go to, here's agency 4M. So in order for that to do it, what we're going to do is we're going to copy this. We're going to put it in front of this. Now, there's a couple ways we can do this. If I copy this whole thing, Control C. This is the old school way, of course. We go here. If we click on here, we click on the link. Now there's a couple things we can do. If we go to page, okay, we can put it inside the page someplace. We can click here. We can click here. Okay, or we can put a web address. Hard code it. We can do it anyway. Okay. We don't have to do that. We can just go to page. Say we want that. Insert link. Okay. Now this one here, we can't do that because when we go to page, that page doesn't exist. Right? All right. So what we're going to do is we are going to go to sites. Then we are going to go to, what we're going to do is we're going to publish this. And what we're going to do is we're going to come here and we're going to come to Mobirise. We're going to go to can I add a block, and I'm going to create a new folder called R2. R2 raw. Well, this is R2 here. So we're going to go OK. R2 raw. OK. Select folder. And then we're going to make sure this is off. Okay. Also, we are always, we're canceling out. Always going to go here. Something wrong with this program here. Resize images is off. We always have to make sure that's off. Sometimes it turns itself on. So that's a problem. To work around it, just check it every time. We're going to unclick this. We're going to browse again. Go to K. We're going to go to computer. We're going to go to K. We're going to go to Mobirise. And we're going to go to can I add blocks or to raw. Select. It's okay to write stuff down. Now we're going to publish it. Now we're going to publish it to the web. So I'm going to pause while I do that. I'll publish it to a dummy area and show that it works. Okay, so a short pause. So I opened up my FTP. I like Ipswich WS FTP because I've used it for 20 years. You can use whatever you want. FileZilla is fine. Qt FTP is fine. Anything that FTP is fine. Just get it to work. I created it in my domain. I created a folder called user blocks. I'm going to basically grab assets and I'm going to grab all of them and I'm going to upload them. And it shows us down here how much there's, what's going on and stuff. And I'll be back in a second when it's uploaded. Come back and it's all been uploaded and it was 1.3 megabytes. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we'll minimize this. Let me bring my notes over here. I'll put in that the test site was created in one of my domains under user blocks created and deleted after test. So this will not stay up, but will just be up for me to show you. All right, so we're going to minimize this and then we're going to go there. So we're going to go to www.doc Palmer SEO.com/userblocks. And there it is. If we click here, there it is. Now, there's lots of things wrong here. Like that's not supposed to be named page 1 and other things. There's lots of things wrong with this site because like we have all kinds of issues here. Like this is wrong. This is wrong. Lots of things are wrong. And also if we go home, it's not correct. So we could just go here, back up. Obviously, my domain name that I put into this thing, which is just made up data. Were we successful? Yes. If we wanted to, we could put portfolio here. Would you like to see that? Let's pause and do it. Here I am back in my pages here. You can see my pages. And you can see that we're, go here and you can see sites. You can see that we're here. We created this user block, so we just create a new user block for portfolio. So let's come over, we'll call it user block portfolio. And we're going to find portfolio, and then we're going to click OK. Now it says, okay, so we have a home user portfolio. We're going to click here, and we're going to come down here. Oh, that looks like a fun one there. That looked like a really fun one. Let's drag that one in. Hello. Oh, nice. So then what we're going to do is we're just going to put, we'll just put hello, and I'll just put from portfolio blocks, portfolio theme. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to come here, save to user blocks, and oh my God, there it is. Now, see this one, the one we made earlier? It's up here. See this? That is weird. I don't know why that moved up there, but it did. So this is the reason you have to, keep track of things because, man, or you could just import them and see what happens. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to come over here. We're going to go to Sites. We're going to go back to our, this is the one we built everything in. Yep. Do you want to? Yep, we want to do that. Yep. And then we want to, wait for it. When you see everything spinning like that, that's what it's reloading its history. It's reloading all the data between you and the cloud. There's a lot going on. So what we're going to do here is we're going to clone this page. Let's add a new page. Just create a new page. Okay, we're going to call this portfolio. Portfolio M4, and then we're going to click OK, and then we're going to come here, and you can see this. See, it doesn't give me the option of having PHP. Oh yes, it does. I can just type PHP there because we have code. We have the HTML code editor. If it wasn't in there, we wouldn't be able to do that. Okay, now we're going to just close that. And then we're going to come over to, we're going to click on this. And we're going to come here. And we're going to come to Page. And we're going to come to Portfolio. Insert. We'll say this is now R3. We'll come down here. There is no footer here. Now, let's see. If we go back to Pages. We go to Home. We come here. It says R3. So that is global replace. Some people have said, like, when you do the footer, it's not a global replace. That's a problem, right? Yeah, that is a problem. So what to do? What to do? We go to Pages, and we see Agency. There's nothing here. There's nothing here. Amazing. And we go to Portfolio. We go to Portfolio. It's green. We look here. Okay, we need to edit. We need to add. We need to go down. All the way down. Or we just go to All, User. Down. Now, did we edit? Maybe we didn't add it? Or we did add it. Let's go back. Portfolio. These. We're on Portfolio M4. We'll go here. We come down. I don't see it here, do you? Here's the one that we added. See, it says January 21st. Okay, so let's go back. Sites. Let's go to here. There it is. Save it to user blocks. It's there. Okay. Now we'll go here. We'll go to Sites. We'll go to our site. Yes, we want to do that. There it is. Now, if we go to Pages, we go to Portfolio, and we go to Add, come on, all the way to the bottom. Left mouse, holding it down, dragging it in. Okay, so we created it. We never created a user block. Of course, won't work unless you create a user block. Okay, so now we have R3. We could, if we wanted to, go to Pages, go to Page 1, Home. Come down here. We have this here, right? See this? Click on this. We can't see it. I'm out of your zone. We come down here. See this block here? Click on User Blocks. There it is. Then we can go back up to Pages. Go to Portfolio. we could add it here. Oh, it doesn't like that. That's interesting. See, it says added. Maybe it's up here. Maybe it was added. Maybe it's up here. See it? See this little black line here? That looks to be something. What is that? Maybe not. Pausing. Okay, so we have a bit of a snag because we thought we created a user block. We thought we created a user block of our footer. We tried to insert it. It says it was added, but we don't see it. So what we're going to do is we're going to come here to this one, and we're going to make this a user block. And there it is. See the new user block? And then what we're going to do is on portfolio page, we are going to delete it. Okay. And there is the footer. See how I saw that black line? Now, because it was kind of like hiding behind the other one. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to grab this, bring it down here. There it is. And then I'm going to come here, plus, and I'm going to put this back where it belongs. So, lesson learned here is that you can always use these as user blocks. You could delete them and find them. Sometimes it acts strangely in its formatting, but it was there. So we go to Pages, we go to Agency, and see it's here again. See? It's here again. How are we supposed to get that out of there? Well, it only shows, see that? There's two of them there, see it? Which one is which? Let's see if we can grab this. That's really frustrating. Get rid of that. Grab this, put it down here. User block, put the menu bar back. Also, sometimes, for what it's worth, sometimes the way to do it is to, if your menu is not globally replacing everywhere, you can create a user block and just draw it, bringing it to all the pages. Okay, so now we're on page, we'll go to Home, and we can see that it says R3, and down here it says R3. If we change this to R4, let's just see what happens. We'll call it 3B, and then we'll come down here. We'll make this one say 3B as well, and then we'll go to Pages, and we'll go to Portfolio, and that's 3B, and that's 3B. So it is global. And then if we go here, we go to Pages, Global Replace, I should say. See 3B? And up here, 3B. Okay, we're going to save this. We're going to go to Publish. We're going to go to Browse. We're going to cancel that. We're going to undo this, and we're going to actually cancel this. I have actually absolutely no trust in this whatsoever. So I have to check everything to make sure that's off. If that's not off, it's only going to change. It's only going to give you the changes from the last version to this version. But since we're not overwriting files, putting it in a fresh folder, we can't do it that way. We have to make sure that it's never on. So we're going to go to Publish, and then we're going to go to Browse, and then we're going to go to K. Wish it would remember where I was. Doesn't. And then we're going to go to Mobi, and we're going to go to Can I Add, and then we're going to go to R. New folder, R3B, right? Raw. And then we're going to also have a new folder, R3B exported. We won't do clean since we're not cleaning it. All right. So we're going to go to Raw, select folder, and see that? That is a byte. Turn that off. Publish. And just wait. Don't be clicking on anything. All right. There it is. There's the preview. And there it is. So now if we go to, let's see if we go to Portfolio. See, it says from Portfolio Theme, Agency. If we click on Home, gives us an error. Click here, gives us an error. But if we click here, wait a second here, yeah. Okay. And I think if we just were to go here and type index, there, yeah, there's the index page, because we're in a temporary folder. Okay, now what we're going to do is pause, we're going to upload it. Okay, so I have my FTP client opened. Right now I'm using Ipswich WSFTP. You can use whatever you want. And here we have all these folders here. And we're into the server here in this folder here, that folder, user blocks. And then what we're going to do is this is where it is, right? We haven't cleaned it though. Definitely clean your folders and files before you put them up. I'm going to just right click on this area here, select all. And I'm going to bring it across here, send it all. And it's going to ask me pretty soon, it's going to say, do you want to overwrite everything? Of course I do, and I'll tell it I want to. Do you want to overwrite all? Yep. And now we'll just let it go, and you can see now it's bigger. It's 1.47, it's 1,473,947, or 1.4 megs. And I have 300 MIPS down and 35 MIPS up, and it's not going as fast as it should be going based on what I was paying for. Because 35 MIPS up is huge, but that was fast enough for me. Okay, let's minimize this. Now let's bring a browser up. Alright, so here's the outcome. So we have this Firefox open. Let's see, I think it's Firefox. Click here. Let's see. Firefox Quantum 57.0.2 32-bit. This is Windows 7 32, right? It wants me to update, but I'm not doing that right now anyway. So I am on the site. I deployed the test site to this folder here, and if I click on Agency 4, it shows me page 1. That's pretty interesting. Okay, if I click on this, we didn't edit that. So that's not going to work. But we did. I thought this was correct. No, that wasn't correct. Was this correct? That's not correct either, because, well, we are not home, and we didn't edit these things correctly. So, interesting, because we did edit it on the index page. So let's go back to the index page. Index. There's the index page. And we click here. Look at the bottom down here. Look down here. Shows you the correct one. Well, it doesn't exist. That doesn't exist. That's fake. Okay, so it's going to give you a 404. We'd expect a 404. If we click here, we're going to get a 404. Now let's see what that's showing us. So that's a relative one. That's really interesting, because when we were in the side, when we were inside Mobirise 4, and we picked the link, by allowing it to pick page, it was a relative link. See the bottom left-hand corner down here? Whereas here, this was a hard-coded link. Relative link to the page. So click here. When we click here, it will work. Now that's interesting. Oh, there it goes. Okay, I just need to refresh. So there we are. We have proven that if we want to, we can use Mobirise version 4 themes, Mobirise version 4 theme blocks from any of the themes that are M4, and we can put them in. Now, somebody says, well, what the heck are you doing? Because when you created that, you actually, for the site, what did you do that for? Like, why did you start with Mobirise 4? That's stupid. Why didn't we start with agency? Because Mobirise 4 has the most blocks. It has the most native blocks. It comes with the most blocks. Agency 4 is limited. Portfolio 4 is limited. AMP is super limited. AMP is super limited. So that's why. I learned that the hard way because I was trying to do something, created this site in Agency 4, and then I needed this, that, and the other thing. And I'm like, where is it? It was all in M4, Mobirise 4. So I decided, well, the protocol, the way we should do things is, something else. And we should follow the protocols. We should follow the protocols. So we should cancel this. And if we go to pages and we go to home, and I'll just leave you with this. I'm suggesting this is the protocol. This is the correct way to use user blocks in 4. And we'll review for final. A protocol is a set of directions. It's how you do things. If you were in medicine, I have a daughter who's a surgeon. I ask her, how do you avoid getting sued because you're OBGYN? And there's like 5 things. But when you get OBGYN surgeons are the most sued of any surgeon in the whole thing. All the different specialties, OBGYN, because you're basically allowed to be sued until the child's 18 years old. So one of the things she told me is, well, you do no wrong, but also if you follow protocol, when you go to court, what'd you do? You should follow protocol. I did what I was supposed to do, normal practices. In education, it's called best practices. You would never ask a teacher, are you following protocol? Because they don't even know what you're talking about, because they call it best practices. Things change. In my shop, all the different companies that I run, protocol means how do you do things, and there's a proper way to do everything. Proper in my world meaning the best way to do it, and of course it will change. I hope this video helped you. If the video helped you, go out to YouTube, type in dumb Mobirise questions. They're dumb and not so dumb Mobirise questions. And this video will be posted there. When you watch the video, please, subscribe so we can get a unique name to our channel. Right now we can't, without 100 users, without 100 subscribers, we cannot get any kind of priority help from YouTube. So give us help. You leave a comment at the end of the video if you want. If you have other questions, put them in the comments. We'll be glad to help you. This video is now 53 minutes long. This is Doc Palmer. See you on the net.